Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of our modded survival world, guys. I know it looks night, but I promise it's the morning. Last episode we added some interiors to some of our homes. We added one to the blacksmith. We did the interiors to both windmills as well as the interior to our home right there. And this episode, what I want to get into, if I can, that is I'd like to get into a bit of a mob farm, but not just any mob farm. I want a specific mob farm. You see, in this episode, I want to set up a blaze farm, and I think we should be able to do it. But yeah, so if you're excited for that, guys, do me a favor now before you forget. Leave the video a like, hit subscribe, and ring that bell. Without any further ado, though, let's get into the episode. So my first task of today is going to be to drop down here into the mines, gather myself some resources. I'm really low on iron. There's also, I found some lapis down here, which is great because I actually want to do something with that in a moment. But I wanted to just go over my plans for this episode. I want to create a blaze farm. Now this farm is going to just have, it's going to have a blaze spawner in it, basically. It's going to be here in the overworld, not in the nether. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate blazes as long as we stand in it. Now, why am I wanting a blaze farm? Well, that all boils down to this little thing right here called the ender tank and also the ender chest. And this item, if you've never seen it before, it's a really cool item. Now, this requires 4 blaze rods apiece, but you see these colors on top. They identify that specific ender chest. You could dye those colors any color you like. We could have it 3 whites. We could have it white, red, white, or we could have blue, yellow, pink. You can dye them any color you want, and as long as the other ender chests have that exact same color, they will have this same content. So 3 whites are different from, say, 3 reds. There'll be 2 different sets of chests that can be linked all around the world. It allows you to transfer items wirelessly, basically. So I can have 3 whites back in my base, have all my important items in there, and carry that 3 white around in my inventory too, and then I can just open it up and have access to all of them anywhere I go. And these are going to be used in a lot of different farms. Obviously, if we've got a blaze farm, I could say set these to orange to signify blazes. Have another one set to orange in my base, have all my blaze rods go into that one, and then it's there in my base. So I could have it extracted in my base to another chest or something, so on and so forth. But there's also something called the ender pouch as well. And this is like a little bag. And this works basically like the ender chest. You just right-click this onto an ender chest, and boom, you've got access to that ender chest. It has to be one of those ender chests that have the wool on the top. It can't be the Minecraft ender chest. It has to be this one from Ender Storage. But I use these a lot, which means that blaze rods are something that I will go through significantly over the course of this playthrough. So I do definitely want to get a blaze farm set up. But first things first is I want to come down here and I want to go ahead and just do some mining and get myself just some more resources. I'm really low on iron, I'm really low on gold, and we found some gold there. So I'm going to have half an hour mining and see what I can pick up. Now, real quickly, before we actually go mining, there's 2 things that I want to share with you that I'm going to be doing to make my mining experience a little bit easier. First thing is I'm going to take this, my hammer, I'm going to make some lapis blocks first. Yeah, let's get some lapis blocks, let's get some redstone blocks too. And just like we did with our cleaver, if you remember, we put some beheading modifiers on here. I'm going to put a couple on here. The first one I'm going to put on there is this one. This is lapis. This is basically fortune added to the block. So I'm just going to pop those on there. And the next one is going to be redstone. This is like efficiency. The more redstone that we have on the block, the faster it is going to mine for us, which is great. The next thing that I want to do is I want to create an item which is 1 cobblestone and 1 apple. This creates this. This is the dev null. And this is a pretty cool item. You hold shift and right click and this opens up the interface. And what you can do is you can put an item in here. In this case, cobblestone. And what that's going to do is every time we pick up cobblestone, it's going to put it into here. But it'll only hold 64. After that, it's just going to delete the rest of the cobblestone. So if I throw this cobblestone out here, like so, and then I go and pick it up, it's going to fill up this with 64, and then it's just going to delete the rest that we pick up. This is going to save us clogging up our inventory while we're down there in the mines. So cobblestone isn't something I'm overly worried about having a large amount of. We'll have plenty of it in due time. But anyway, I got to get back to the mining. Fairly well, but before we get into the blaze farm, what I actually want to do is some quality of life things by my hammer broke. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to get upgrading our tools. Because right now, we are still stuck in the Iron Age, but we have severely advanced past that. And what I need some obsidian here. I think I need 8 blocks of obsidian. And I want to get into Ardite and Cobalt tools. Preferably Ardite, because I just like the way it looks. But I think Cobalt's actually better for us. But to do that, I need to be able to mine it. And I can't mine it with an iron pickaxe. So, what I need to do is, if we look... is it this one? No, this pink's fine. Here. This alumni. This can mine it if I remember correctly. I'm going off memory here, so I haven't done my research. But I think this is what we need. And I've checked this out. And this is iron, obsidian, and aluminium stuck in the smeltery. Once this smelts down, we should be able to get ourselves some alumni. And then it's just a case of switching out the parts. So let's get these smelted down. Just like that, we've got it. So we should just be able to, if it lets me escape out of there, pour this into here. But I do need to run back and grab some iron. And we did get a fair amount of resources when it came to the actual, mining itself. There's some in here still doing up. There's still some in here. I did make a small mistake. It's actually kind of a big boo-boo. I just threw everything in this chest originally. And it was kind of smelting down over a stack of iron as a single iron ingot instead of putting it through the sag mill first to double it. Yes, I made a noobish mistake. Now, if this works the way that I think it should work, which is basically we stick our tool in here. It needs to be fully repaired. Then we stick in here. We should just be able to change out the head. And this is going to be amazing. So now we can mine cobalt and ardite. Now we need to find those, and those are found in the nether. Finding cobalt and ardite can be a bit challenging. Cobalt is fairly easy. It's just like it's blue. It looks like lapis. We're just going to pill up. Now the trouble is, you know, 1 makes 2, but you only ever find 1. You don't find them linked together. Oh, did I just find a rare instance of them linked together? All the times I play Minecraft, I've only ever found 1 per stack. So I think I'm going to want probably about 16 cobalt. How many do we need? We need 8, 9, 10, 11, I think. 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, probably about 16 will do me fine, I think. I'm going to try and find some ardite, but I'm going to focus more on cobalt. Yeah. It took me a little while, but I managed to get 12. I've been doing this for about an hour, to be honest with you. It's been really tough to find, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that into the smelter. I'm going to let it smelt down. It does take a little bit of time. I may need to top this up on lava, but while that does, I do want to get to work on something else. Now, the next quality of life thing that I want to make up is a jetpack. Now, we can probably, if we really wanted to, go through multiple jetpacks, but I think I just want to go up to the hardened jetpack, but the jetpacks require the previous version anyway. So, this is relatively easy. We just need leather for this leather strap. And then these, we need the steam dynamo. I've already made up the copper gears. We need a couple of these. I hate it when it does that. Drives me crazy. Go a couple of those. And then we should be able to make up... No, we shouldn't be able to make up those. I apologize. I need to make up this steam dynamo first. And we're going to need 2 of these because each one requires 2 of these. We need these leadstone and flux dogs. I'm actually going to make up quite a few of these because these are going to be used later on in the next stages. So now, what am I still missing? Did I not make up this? I probably did not make up this, knowing me. There we go. We'll go through quite a few of these. So now I should be able to make... No, I still cannot make up those. What am I missing? We've got redstone. I've got everything. And we've got the lead. Maybe it's just wonky because I've got everything and it just wouldn't let me put it in. Now, I do remember there was something that it would do that with. It would drive me crazy, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. We've got all of this. The only hard bit is sulfur. You'll get this from just killing mobs in the nether. So, we've got that. Great. We should be able to make up the first jetpack. Fantastic stuff. Now, we do need to charge this. We've got our energetic infuser over here. We just throw that in, and that'll slowly charge up the jetpack. And then to equip it, all we do is we put it in the slot of our armor, our chest piece, and this now allows us to fly. But we drop. If we press V, or is it C? Nope. Is it X? It is X. It is X on my keyboard, but I have rebound it. This will allow us to hover. And we will drop down slowly. Now, this is a little bit too fast for me dropping down. And the only way to slow that down is to increase the jetpack. So, what we are going to do is we are going to go straight up to this hardened jetpack right here, which again is very, very similar. We need to make up one of these. And then the next one comes from invar. We need a tin ingot. I'm pretty sure I've got a tin ingot on me. No, I do not. Okay. Fair dues. I do have some tin over here. That's fine. We'll just grab that. And I want to make these up on camera so you guys can see exactly how they are done. And then these ones get a little bit different because we need these hardened flux stock, which require these. But we can just go ahead and do this. Rather than break that down, it doesn't make it any cheaper or more expensive to do it either of those recipes, by the way. They still end up being around about the same, so there's no real way to save it. Now, the next one is this Reactant Dynamo. This requires bronze. To get bronze, you need an induction smelter, a tinker smeltery, or an alloy smelter. And I think, if I remember off the top of my head, it is 1 tin, 2 copper. No, it is 2 tin, 1 copper. Is it not? Is it an even mixture of both? 3 tin, 1 copper. Okay. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that. So to make these up, we need these bronze gears, obviously. We're going to need 4 of these. But bronze is a really cool alloy. I really like it. So we should now be able to make this up. I think I need some more of those silver dynamo things, which is what? I think I need 4, don't I? I mean, if I don't need 4, we'll go through 4. There we go. There we go. I'll make them up manually. We should be able to then craft up this one of. But I need 2. Yet again, this was another recipe that wouldn't do it. But it turns out I was missing redstone, but I went and picked some up. So now that we've got this, we should be able to craft up this. Actually, no, we won't because I am wearing the jetpack. And of course, as the levels go up... You're not going to let me craft that? I'm pretty sure I have everything that you request of me. I have that. I have that. Give me that. It might be that this is making issues because this has a charge and the one in there says it does not. Now, this holds a lot more energy and it also hovers better. Now, there is the argument to be made that we could go up to this reinforced jetpack. All this is Electrum, really, with some destabilized redstone. We certainly have everything necessary to make that jetpack. But it's a bit more longer, a bit more convoluted, and I think I want to save that for the next episode. But now what I need to do is I need to find a way that I'm going to be able to move spawners back and forth. Now, for this, there are a couple of options that we've got that I know of. The first and obvious one that a lot of people go for is the dolly. Unfortunately, this is busted in this mod pack. I've added to this mod pack. I've changed this mod pack some. And this no longer works with spawners. When you pick up a spawner up, you put it back down, the spawner just changes to a pig spawner. So I can't use this. It still works for chests, but it's not the only option. There are other options, and I believe that the cardboard box for mechanism works as well. And this requires just sawdust. And I think, I haven't checked this out, but I've got a feeling I know how to get sawdust. All we need to do is take some logs, throw them in here, and we should get some sawdust as a byproduct here. I did not show any there. Yes, we did. We got some sawdust. Great. And then we should be able to just make this up as that. Is this going to be purposely shaped? Apparently doesn't work with thermal foundations sawdust, but that's okay. We can actually get this another way. We just need to use the sag mill of all things. This should break this down into the correct one. Forestry ones works. Wood pulp works, which again is just sawdust. So we take the 4 wood pulp, we get a cardboard box. Now, obviously, the more spawners we have in this, the better. So I think I'm going to make up 4 cardboard boxes, see if we can get 4 spawners in this thing. Now, before we pop off into the nether, there are a couple of things that I want to do. First things first is I want to repair up my tools, which is easier said than done, by the way. Because these are iron, that's fine, that's good, you know, dandy. Iron does it. But this now is alumnite, which means I need alumnite ingots to do it. I've already cast the cobalt parts, by the way. To do it, you just do it the exact same way that you've done it before. You just pour your part literally into here, and that'll do it. I'm going to get 2 of these ingots, I think. I think that should be more than enough. And then we should be able to just literally... put that the other way around. Should be able to just upgrade these parts. Now, I want to change out the pickaxe head, but I also want to change out the body as well. And I want to do this for all of the tools. And for some bizarre, weird reason, even though this is cobalt, it's not got the pink handle like the other ones do. I don't know why that is. Now, I'm not going to upgrade my hammer simply because this is the one that I used to mine with, and finding cobalt to repair it is going to be a pain, so I'd rather not. But this is all good, but I do want to add in some modifiers, and I do want to speed up the rate at which these mine, and then it's off into the nether. Now that we're in the nether, these tools are upgraded enough that's close to somewhere between efficiency 3 and efficiency 4 on a diamond pickaxe. But now it's off to the nether portal, which is in this direction. It's going to be so much easier now that we can fly. And I'm hoping that I've got this cardboard box all kind of sorted out on how it works. I am a little bit concerned about the jetpack fuel. I'm hoping this is going to make it. Well, we're nearly there, and I've only used 20% of my jetpack, so we should have more than enough to make it over there safely. Okay, so if this works the way that I think it does, all we got to do is right-click the spawner with this, and then we can actually break this and take that with us. Contains monster spawner. Okay. I'm hoping that that works out properly. Now, I need to go over here and grab this one. I'm only going to grab 2, I think. Let's equip the cardboard box. Just in case this ends up also breaking the spawner like the dolly does, because I haven't tried this one yet. Right. Blazers, leave me alone. It's time to go back home. Okay, we're back in the overworld, and I want to see if this actually works. We've got this cardboard box that has a spawner in it. You got to shift, right-click. Maybe not. Is it just shift and regular click? This one has a spawner in it. Do I have to... Okay, great, fantastic. It does keep the spawner. Great, brilliant. Now we got to decide kind of where we are going to put this mob spawner. And I'm thinking probably out here is where I'm thinking. But I need to clear a bit of a space. And I need to get some plans in motion. Plans in motion. So this is the basic shape that we're going for. And we are going to build this farm in reverse. We're going to start with the killing chamber. We're going to work our way up. It's going to be a tower that's just going to sort of be stood here. I think it'll look really, really cool and help sort of close in, having this big tower looming up where there's already these big buildings over here. And the other reason I'm putting it here, the main reason I'm putting it here, is we need to be within range of this spawner, and we aren't going to be in range of it if, you know, it's over that side of the base when we're mainly here building stuff. So as long as it's within range of us in here, it should be good. I am tempted to push it back a block or two, but I do kind of like how this is closed in. I might just bring that up one just to help with that gap and get rid of that. I think that might be the smart thing to do here to help me better do this. I want the entrance to be on this way. But the first thing we need to do is I need to get this first room in place. So real quick, I want to make one more quality of life item while we're together. This one is going to hurt, okay? Because this is going to cost me a diamond. And what I want to make is I want to make something called a builder's wand. And this is absolutely fantastic. If you've never used one of these before, you are in for a treat. Do I have any spruce? No, I don't. I'm down to very low spruce planks. So actually, there's some there. We'll just... I'm lost. Toss them in. Anyway, this builder's one just allows us to basically build up a building real quickly by just simply right-clicking with it like so. And I think that works out really, really good. I'm really, really kind of happy with how that looks. Bearing in mind, there is going to be something that goes around the outside of this. But I don't know if we're going to get to that in this episode. I want to focus on the inside. And I'm almost out of time for this episode as it is. So let me get some more work done. One more thing that I am going to need that we haven't covered yet is this draw controller. And this is mostly relatively easy. It's just we need a couple of these redstone torches. And I need a diamond. But I've got some diamonds from that mining trip earlier. And what this does is evidently I do not have enough stone. That is okay because I put some to smelt down right here. So what this draw controller does is it allows us to interact with an entire wall of drawers by using just one block. So normally if we have things that say like oak wood in there, for example, we'd have to come right click to put our oak wood in there. With the drawer controller, it'll scan the drawers. You just right click that and it'll put it away in there as much as what that can hold, which apparently is just one stack all of a sudden. But yeah. So I needed that. I wanted to show that off, but I need to finish this room off. So I've got the kill chamber somewhat figured out. This is going to be where they die. And if we just pop this out, you can see this is going to be the spawning platform. I think I might need to set this one high. I think we've got one too low. But the idea is the blazers, when they can't see you, they just drop to the ground. They just float to the ground. So they'll float down here, and this is where they'll be killed. This is all clear glass. I think it'd be cool to be able to see them die in. But we need to get a grinder in place to be able to deal the damage. And this is called, well, it's called a grinder. If we look, it's this thing. And this is relatively easy. We need a book. We need a gold sword. We need a piston. We need this factory block. But the hard bit here is this plastic sheet, which requires this raw plastic, which is a bit of a convoluted thing. It requires this rubber, which if we look, requires this raw rubber. And the case is, where do you get that from? And it really isn't all that difficult. You've just got to go and find yourself one of these trees. These rubber wood trees. And these spawn all over the place. It took me like literally, I mean, you can see on the map, like my base is here. And I just had to fly over here. I'm pretty sure there may have even been one in this forestry. But I know when I was hunting Enderman that I saw a small grove of them out here. And as you can see, we're getting this raw rubber. And these drop saplings, so you can just find one, take the saplings back to your base, and you're golden. But anyway, I'm gonna chop down a couple of these. Now, I've planted these saplings, or I've brought them back. I'm now just gonna plant them. But I wanted to tell you something about these saplings, okay? Because you can find in chests around the world saplings that look just like this, but they'll be enchanted. Do not plant them in your base. Do not plant them anywhere near your base. These grow huge trees, and I'm not talking about your 2x2 tiger trees. I'm talking about trees that will completely wipe your base off the map. They are that big. Believe you me, I made the mistake of growing one of these, and it lagged my world for about 20 minutes before it finally grew. Don't do it. Now it's just a case of processing this raw rubber. And this is where it gets a little bit time consuming, because you have to smelt the raw rubber down. The raw rubber gives you rubber bar. Then you need to go ahead and smelt down the rubber bar. Now, I think, and I'm going to test this with you guys, I think if we put this rubber wood through the sawmill, that there is also a chance that we can get some rubber from it. Yeah, you can. Cool. Now that we've got some raw plastic, we can actually start making this grinder up. And the first thing we need is to make these plastic sheets. We'll just make 20 of those. And then what we want to do is make the factory block. Great. And then finally the grinder. I already made up the book, the golden sword, and the piston. And this thing works fairly simply. You pick your spot. In this case, I want to put it here. So you just pop it. No, I don't actually want to put it there, game. Please don't put it there. I want to put it here. There we go. Now, this is the output of this. And the little, like, teethy, meshy things there are where it is going to grind the enemies. Now, like every machine that we do, this needs power. So I'm just going to run this energy conduit down and to some power. So we've got the power coming into the side of the building the way we have all the others. And you can see from down here that the teeth are chomping. Now, all we need to do is put this spawner in place and then get our behinds out of here. So before we add the finishing touches onto this farm, there's a couple of other things that we are going to need. The farm is going to generate a couple of different things. It's going to generate items and it's going to generate experience, and we need to obviously do something with those. So we're going to use some fluid ducts to get the experience out because it comes out as a fluid. We've got a drum to store it in, but we need to get the items out of there, and I can't create the item ducts from Ender.io yet because I don't have ender pearls. So we're going to go down the route of this. We need this is a servo, and we also need what's called an item duct, and this is pretty cool. This allows us to basically transfer items from within one place to another using pipes, just like we do with the fluids, just like we do with the energy. But there's one final thing that I want to craft up before we go and set this farm. This is a conveyor belt. And this is going to help with some blind spots. What do I not have? I do not have this because I did not grab this. Now, the farm does have a couple of blind spots, and I'll show you in a moment. So when I was saying blind spots, this is kind of what I meant right here. Because the blazers, they can spawn here. And if they spawn here, can I not place you down? I can't place them on glass. Okay. If they spawn here, they'll just sort of drift down to this point. and not go down into the grinder. We need them to go down to the grinder. So what we can do is we can use these conveyor belts, and I am going to have to take those out and replace it with this, it looks like, to push them. And you just put these down, and they just push mobs. Anything that lands on them gets pushed in this way. So I need to put these down going all the way around. I might even need to craft up some more. Now, with all of these in place, looks very colorful up here. You can also make these in all different colors, by the way. You just dye them using dye, which is really cool. They can look really, really pretty. But we're never going to see up here. We're never going to see up here. Look, we just see to here. But now we need to deal with this, and I want to try something that I've never tried before, and that is taking this out and this out and changing them over. I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is actually possible for this to function this way. But the main reason why I want to do this is because I need to have the item duct coming from here. Now, I'm hoping I can have it come from here. I'm hoping this doesn't mess anything up. And then all we need to do is put the servo on the end there and tell it to always ignore redstone signal. So it's continuously extracting. The next thing that we need to do is we need to hook up the drum. And I'm just going to put the drum right here. It's not my final solution for this, the drum. When we get into actually doing this, I'll do something a little bit better. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take this fluid duct and we're going to put it on the end here. We're going to put it down here. And we're going to right click this and we're going to tell it to extract always. And then I'm just going to hook this up to the drum. Now these end of IO conduits can go in the exact same block as other ones. So we can just you know, put it in the same block as this, meaning that we can run several cables within one block. So now is the final part of this farm, and that is inputting the spawner. It should be relatively easy. I've got the box here. I'm only going to do one for now, and I'm going to put it right there, and then it's just a shift and right click to take the box off. Then I need to get down here. I need to break you, get out, pop this down, and hope that this all works good. Okay, there's the blaze. He's coming down. And give him a little bit of time. The grinder should slay him. And there it is, look. And now what we should see is hopefully this beginning to work properly. So let's just pop down here. Now, no, they don't always drop a blaze rod, but you can see this is starting to fill up with XP, which is great. And we should get items go into here. But guys, that is unfortunately going to do it. I am way over time on this episode. We're going to make this look pretty in the next episode. I got some really cool ideas for it. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode. So do me a favor, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like and hit subscribe. And also, while you're there, ring that bell and check out all my social media. Links are down below. I post regularly across all my platforms. So do make sure you're following me everywhere. But as always, I'm Casey, you're the awesome folk. Thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.